Good evening. This is the Vsb Tv 11 News for Tuesday, March 4th. I'm Peter Cattell. Our top story: ferry and bus service will be disrupted between the hours of 11 and 1 tomorrow as marine and ports and public transportation staff attend a meeting to be apprised of the legislation tabled in the House on Friday to make transportation an essential service. BIU President Chris Ferbert says the union was never apprised of the action, even though they were in discussions with the Home Affairs Minister, hence the disruption.
Well, whilst I do understand the concerns for public transportation when the BIU is having these sort of, things that are taking place, and it is a bit of an inconvenience, we do understand that, once proper notice is given, and I'm not sure exactly how, people are able to find their way around to work or to do what they need to do, get their children to school when the buses are not running. But I know that when we had the industrial action the other day on the Wednesday, when we went to take the children home on the Wednesday afternoon, and we took the commuters home on Wednesday.
If shop stewards could attend meetings and report back to the workforce, Mr. Ferbert had this response.
That's always the intention, and it happened a few times like that. If you remember the first general membership meeting we had concerning the KFC almost 2 years ago, or a year and a bit ago, right? The first meeting we had, everybody expected that we called the general council, we called the general membership, and everybody expected us to come marching down the street, and the workers went back to work. So we had that hour and a half meeting, and everybody went back to work. I think that the challenge that we have today with the proposed changes in the legislation is that, and I'm putting it out there because maybe people I'm being irresponsible, but I can say this to you, that the relationship that we were building with the OBA government, particularly the Minister of Home Affairs, from my point of view now, is broken. Why? Because the level of trust for me is not there anymore. He had a conversation with us about essential services. He could at least pet the decency to say, Mr. Ferbert, here's what I decided. His PS sends me an email two days before he takes a bill to the House of Assembly and think that we're going to cooperate like this, sir. I'm sorry, but I don't work well like that. We started to get start to have monthly meetings with the minister, like we was having with the PLP government. From my point of view now, I sent the PS an email telling them that their monthly meetings are finished.
Opposition leader Mark Bean declared in Parliament yesterday evening that the biggest mistake he had ever made as former Minister of the Environment was to welcome the Pew Foundation, sponsors of the Blue Halo project, into Bermuda. He was speaking during the budget debate on sustainable development.
The biggest mistake I ever made as minister, it's a mistake that I regret to this day, was allowing for Pew to be entertained by the government of Bermuda. Now, I'm not concerned about you tree huggers who see Pew as a cash cow and say you'll gravitate to him like bees on honey, and you will take up the cause just because you think you can get paid from him. The biggest mistake I ever made as a minister was when I allowed the Pew Foundation to come in under the guise of something which ended up being this global effort of taking away indigenous people's natural resources and economic potential. That's a mistake that I wear on my chest. And I will fight. I will fight to ensure that they did not make it a marine or no-take zone. One, because let me declare my interest. I'm the youngest son of the oldest fishing family in Bermuda. Yeah, fishing put me through school. After the fish pop in. I know the value, I know the sacrifice that we have to take. Man, we're talking about the ocean. No matter how you have some people up here, call no names, learned members, who minimize these things. But I will fight with every inch of my being to ensure that Pew don't bring the nefarious plot to shut down our exclusive economic zone. And I don't want to hear nothing about the tree huggers out there who noticed one time that Pew's got money. And you know how they gravitate towards donors. They're not your friends, they're just parasites. And they take up the whole Pew initiative, and then they become the spokespersons of it with no care of the livelihoods of people in this country. I weigh that. That's my error, not the OBA government's error. But I pray that the OBA government sees the wisdom of using our EEZ as an exclusive economic zone and not an exclusive environmental zone.
A 40-year-old Sands man appeared in magistrate's court this morning and pleaded guilty to having over $100,000 of drug money in his home. Vsb's Julia Smet has more.
Darnell Pinckney admitted to having $115,000 in cash that he obtained through criminal activity. He also admitted to having 120 grams of cannabis in his home. The drugs, if sold on the street, were worth over $6,000. The court heard that in May of 2012, police carried out a search of Pinckney's residence and found the drugs stashed in bottles and jars throughout the home. They also found 2 ledgers containing names and phone numbers, along with a digital video recorder. They also came upon over $110,000 in a safe, as well as additional cash in a jacket pocket. Police then arrested Pinckney, at which time he told police that the drugs were for his personal use and that he had saved his money throughout the years, which was why he had so much cash. In court, Pinckney told Acting Senior Magistrate Kamisi Tacumbo that he had been out of work due to an injury he sustained in a bike accident that occurred in 2010. A social inquiry report was ordered, as well as a drug assessment. The defendant was released on bail and will return to court in April for sentencing. He was also ordered to hand over all travel documents. I'm Julia Smatt, reporting for VSB News.
Independent MP Terry Lister is questioning what will happen to Bermuda's water truckers if the current laying of freshwater pipes across the island continues to offer householders a cheaper source of water. But he began with a critical look at the people who sold illegal fish at roadside sites as Bermuda fish.
The fishermen who sit by the roadside selling Bermudian Belize fish, you know, they must have a Bermudian parent and a Belizean parent. Those fish are just plain illegal. But they're because it's a Bermudian parent, they're called Bermudian fish. But we don't seem to get those fishermen in court often enough to make them put it to a stop. I know there was a court appearance just recently, and I applaud the department for having that happen, but there needs to be more of that, because it impinges upon the rights, sort of, economic rights, of the fishermen who are abiding by the rules. And so we need to stop that. I'm concerned about the impact on the western lands of the Watlington Waterworks line running through. What impact that's going to have. But I'm even more concerned, and I think, just like former Minister Ann Cartwright Takuto bought out the fishermen, and she bought out their pots, it might be time for government to consider buying out the water truckers. As we go down the road, there's going to be less and less demand for water from water truckers. The Lands has gone into my neighborhood. It's now 1,000 gallons for $25, 2,000 gallons for $50. From the truck, it's 1,000 gallons for $90. So you know what people are doing. It's pretty obvious what they're going to do. And so I can't remember how much consultation there was with the truckers, but if there was any, how do you actually have a proper conversation with the person when you're saying, I'm going to run this line and it's going to put you out of business? You know, it's sort of difficult having that conversation. However, that is something the government needs to consider. How we work this thing through, because eventually the truckers are going to be out of business, or the numbers of trucks are going to fall away, and as an investment, having put good money into it, it's going to become harder and harder.
Still ahead on the TV 11 News, it's Rachel with the weather preview.
Thanks, Peter. Showers increasing through the week. On the radar, we got some activities passing through, so expect a couple of showers later this evening, but please stay tuned for the full weather report later.
The weather radar picture provided courtesy of the Ministry of Transport on Vsb Tv 11.
You can count on us.
Save $1.10 per pound on fresh Purdue chicken leg quarters, only $1.69 per pound. Imported Snow White cauliflower, just $3.99 each. Wise potato chips, all varieties, $1.49 for a 3.75-ounce bag. Buy Yoplait yogurts, just $1.09 for a 6-ounce tub. Ajax regular or with bleached 2-Axe laundry detergent, only $4.99 for a 50-ounce bottle. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more weekly specials.
You can count on us.
Copyfax is Bermuda's authorized Samsung dealer. See a large range of Samsung color and black and white multifunctional machines, printers, scanners, faxes, and copiers, and all networkable. Copyfax has Samsung machines suitable for home, office, or any size business in an A4 format, taking up less room than other similar equipment. And replacement supplies are in stock for all of their Samsung products. Affordable shopping at Copyfax Limited, where service comes first.
Buying a new bike? Go with the company that offers brand name quality and great after-sales service. Oleander Cycles. Whether you're a daily commuter looking for a reliable ride or business owner sourcing wheels for your delivery team, you'll find bikes to suit your needs at Oleander Cycles. Oleander carries quality bikes from respected manufacturers PGO and TGB, and a full line of accessories from helmets to top boxes and baby seats. Just as important as the bike is the service behind it. Oleander delivers with 7-day-a-week service in our 4 locations, same-day service with appointment, an extensive inventory of parts, and a 6-month warranty on new bikes. Visit our Hamilton or Paget showroom today. Best bikes, best service, Oleander Cycles.
Health Minister Trevor Moniz appreciates that the juggling of health subsidies and the adjusting of insurance premiums will lead to more expensive health care for Bermuda residents. But his ministry had been left with no choice if it was to continue to offer such schemes as HIP and Future Care.
It's just an idea at the moment, and the difficulty with means testing is you need staff and you need a system to do it. So really that's something for future years. It's not something that we could do within this financial year. But at the end of the day, you're really going to have to means test all of these subsidies because we simply don't have the wherewithal financially to continue paying these subsidies. In future years we're having to, at least for the next 2 years, we're going to have to make further budget cuts. So the 2 things we're doing is we're cutting the aged subsidy by 10%. And in addition to that, we're removing portability from the standard hospital benefit. Now, this will have 2 effects. When you reduce benefits from that standard hospital benefit, it reduces the cost of the standard hospital benefit, which means that it reduces the standard premium rate. But that pushes those benefits onto the insurance plans themselves. So it means that the premium rates for all other insurance plans will go up. And we don't know how much yet. We have some estimates from the actuaries, but they're only estimates, and the private insurers will have to work through their plans to figure out what changes they'll have to make to their premium to cover. But remembering that the amount that they pay for the standard premium rate goes down.
Now, you've managed to get a saving of 17.6 million. So that's, from the government point of view, the healthcare is a good, happy story today. The next step, of course, is the other $600 million that will be spent.
No, that's right. We've managed to meet the mandated reduction in expenditure from the Finance Ministry of cutting 7%. So we've cut that 17 million out. But we have further cuts to make, and Bermuda just has to live within its means across the board, so that's what we have to do. Even if we increase revenues, at the end of the day, government have just grown too large for a place as small as Bermuda.
Now, here's a look at the daily markets, presented by Bias.
Here are the daily markets presented by Bias. Global stocks rebounded from the biggest drop in a month. Bonds retreated and the yen dropped as the crisis in Ukraine eased. U.S. stocks rose, with the S&P 500 gaining 1.5% to close at an all-time high of 1,874. The Nasdaq climbed to the highest since April 2000 to close at 4,352, up 1.75% at the end of trading. 12,045 shares of Bank of Butterfield traded hands at a price of $1.99 per share, a gain of 1.02%. Other Bermuda-related stocks listed in the U.S. closed higher. European stocks rose the most in 8 months as tensions in the Ukraine eased. The UK's FTSE 100 increased 1.7% and Germany's DAX rallied 2.5%. In China, the Hang Seng Index recovered yesterday's losses and gained 0.7% to close at 22,657. The Nikkei snapped its streak of 4-day losses to close at 14,721, a gain of 0.47%. Latin American stocks rallied, with the Mexican Bolsa posting a gain of 1.43% to close at 39,084. Brazilian and Argentinian markets were closed. The U.S. 10-year yields rose 10 basis points to close at 2.7%, the largest gain since November 20th. Bond yields in Germany and UK also rose as tensions in Ukraine eased. The yen dropped versus major counterparts as the easing of Ukraine tensions dampened demand for safer assets. The yen weakened 0.78% as of the last trade. Those are the daily markets presented by Bias. There's more news after the break.
Want for much more furniture? Then shop at Big Saving Zone. Their prices are guaranteed, not estimates. Have you ever ordered something online expecting it to be a certain price, but when it arrives, it ends up being a whole lot more? Beware of those unexpected hidden fees. That never happens at Big Saving Zone. Their prices include all charges landed in Bermuda, so there's no surprises when your order arrives. Why settle for imitations? Shop at Big Saving Zone at the end of Stocks Road, St. David's.
You can count on us.
Imported red ripe strawberries just $4.99 for a 1-pound package. Roast of fresh certified Angus beef bottom round roast, $6.29 per pound. All varieties of Breyers ice cream just $6.99 for a 48-ounce tub. Bounty Select a size paper towel, only $3.19 for 1 roll. All varieties of Sargento shredded cheese just $3.99 for an 8-ounce package. All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
This portion of the VSB News is brought to you in part by Bermuda Pest Control. For commercial and residential pest control, providing island-wide service. For free inspections and estimates, call 232-PEST. That's 232-7378.
19 of Bermuda's enthusiastic and talented equestrians will be defending the FEI World Dressage Challenge crown they won last year when they take to the ring at Vesey Street on Wednesday in front of 2 distinguished international judges. Leading rider Dawn Fox, who will appear on her own in front of the judges on Thursday, seeking to win a spot in the CAC Games, explains the event to VSB News sports editor Mike Sharp.
Tomorrow we have the FEI World Dressage Challenge, and on Thursday we have an additional competition where I get an opportunity to show the Precinct George test for a second time.
Which countries are we up against, and what about judges? Who's judging? Because they always come in for this.
Yes, the judges are Elke Erbert from Germany, she was here last year, and Anders Suckstorff, who is from Finland, and he was here in 2009. Countries that are competing are Cayman, Jamaica, Haiti, Trinidad, and Barbados.
And we're the defending champions?
We are indeed.
It's hard. I know it's difficult to announce the team until testing, but are you able to mention any of the riders? No?
Well, we don't like to put pressure on some of the riders, so we try and keep that quiet until the end of the competition.
Sure. Tell me more about your event, this additional event on Thursday.
I'm trying to qualify for the CAC Games, which takes place in November in Mexico, and for me, I would only have 2 opportunities to qualify here, and it's the first time we've been able to offer an event in Bermuda to qualify for an equestrian event overseas. If I was overseas, I would have more opportunities, so it just gives me another chance to ride in front of 2 judges and hopefully get the score that I need.
Dawn, how's the build-up been going, training for this, you and Lancelot?
The build-up's good. Since December, I've upped my training program. I train with Angela Holleran-Smith, and we're working together 3 times a week. And he's on a really good program and progressing nicely.
You feel good going into this?
Yes, I do feel good. Preparation's been good.
Bermuda is an easy way to find great discounts while discovering fun activities to do in Bermuda.
Discover the best spas, restaurants, activities, services, and shops at 50% off.
Sign up to Bermuda and start saving today.
Around 1,000 people are expected to turn out this Sunday morning for the annual Lindos to Lindos Run Walk. Part proceeds from the event will be donated to Bermuda Diabetes Association to help with the expansion of their education programming. The Lindos group of companies, along with other event sponsors, are encouraging people to participate in honor of a family member, a work colleague, or a friend to show support in the ongoing challenge of living with diabetes. There will be a 10K competitive run, a 4-mile competitive walk, and a 5K run walk with prizes in 26 different categories. People are encouraged to raise pledges, and businesses and other groups can organize their own teams of walkers or runners. Managing Director of Lindos, Giorgio Zanol, says that the success of the Lindos to Lindos event depends on each participant. Mr. Zanol assures people there will be plenty of water stations and says that nothing can describe the camaraderie of joining people who are coming together for such a worthy cause. Online registration for the walk ends tomorrow at 5 p.m. However, there will be late registration on Saturday morning at the National Sports Center at 9:30 a.m. 43 golfers have signed up for the Bermuda Amateur Match Play Championships at Mid-Ocean tomorrow. Jared Dillis is the 4-time defending champion, while Ann Simons is the reigning female champ. Qualifying starts at 7:30 a.m. Bermuda Golf Association Administrator Gary Venning told VSB Sports that 4 tournaments are scheduled for this month and that international golfer Michael Sims will be competing in the Bermuda Open beginning March 24th.
We've got 4 events coming up, actually. We've got the Bermuda Amateur Match Play from the 5th to the 8th of March. That's just next Wednesday it starts. We have the Bermuda Open coming up from the 24th to the 27th of March. And the Grey Goose, which is not actually a BGA event, but is sanctioned by the BGA, that's on the 28th to the 30th at Turtle Hill Golf Club.
These are tough economic times. Some people may be cutting back on certain things, golf maybe, or extracurricular activity, maybe some of the cutbacks. Is there any special rates, some sort of a breakdown in fees or something that can assure people that they don't have to come out of pocket so much?
Right. Well, for the match play, which is next week, we've got the fees down as low as we possibly can. It's basically $250 for men and ladies, $200 for seniors, and if you're a Mid-Ocean member, then it's even cheaper than that. So that's pretty low for an entry fee for basically a 4-day tournament.
Right. That includes a cart, does it?
That doesn't include the cart. Mid-Ocean, most people like to walk anyway, but if there is anyone that really does feel the need that they need a cart, then they can take one from the club.
So 4 events in March, and that's a lot of golf.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And, it's great. We really want people to participate. We're trying to raise the profile of the BGA, get people out there. Anyone that's a member of a golf club is automatically a member of the BGA, and a lot of people don't seem to appreciate that. They're very welcome to come and play in our tournaments, and we'd really encourage it.
If you're looking for an apartment to rent or house to buy, then log on to sunshopper.bm and check out the real estate section. You'll find all kinds of properties. The real estate listings are also in the Bermuda Sun on Fridays.
Every day, 24 hours a day, the Bible Broadcasting Network shares the Word of God around the world in the heart languages of the people. Come and drink in the sounds of BBN at 1280 AM on your radio dial in Bermuda.
Choose to be healthy, Bermuda. Get out there and exercise with a sunscreen hat and shirt on every day. Eat healthy, don't smoke, and check your brown spots once a month to detect skin cancer early. Anything growing darker, bigger, jagged borders needs to be checked. Wear your sunscreen hat and shirt every day. Be sun safe, Bermuda.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's VSB weather forecast. Our first weather shot is brought to us by Tracy Osborne, taken at 6:30 this morning in Warwick. Look at these incredible colors in the sunrise this morning. gorgeous sort of fiery oranges and yellows and a bit of blue last of the night sky, just to kick off another lovely day, as we can see in our next weather shot, taken by David Flatteries. Apologies in this pronunciation. Taken this afternoon, looking at Hamilton Harbour. This amazing tall ship sailing through beautiful conditions. Bit of breeze, blue skies, just a couple of clouds, and nice calm waters. Thank you, David and Tracy, for sending in these incredible shots. Temperatures for today, we had a high of 74 at noon and a low of 65 at 6 in the morning. Current conditions, 69 degrees, humidity 75%, winds west-southwest 12 to 18 knots, and barometric pressure is falling slowly at 30.04 inches. Rainfall index for the month of March, 1.05 for a yearly total of 15.35. Yearly normal for this time is 10.88 inches. I'm looking at the satellite. A decaying cold front becomes stationary just south of Bermuda this evening, producing a couple of showers late this evening. The front drifts back north, producing a few more showers Wednesday. The front lingers to our north, increasing shower activity Thursday. Low pressure deepens to our northwest Friday, bringing more rain and showers along with strong to near gale winds late Friday into Saturday. And looking at the gateway cities, Atlanta, partly cloudy, 57. Boston, mostly cloudy, 31. Charlotte, mostly cloudy and 55. London, sunny and 54. Miami, 84, partly cloudy. New York, 37 and mostly cloudy. Orlando, 81 and mostly cloudy. Philadelphia, mostly cloudy, 39. Toronto, cloudy, 23. And Washington, partly cloudy and 37 degrees. Back at home tonight, partly to mostly cloudy with a few showers late. A low near 65. Winds west-southwest 10 to 15 knots, decreasing to 5 to 10 knots, and then becoming light and variable at times. And tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a few showers early, more showers late, with a high near 70. Winds variable 5 knots, and then sort of veering west-southwest 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Marine tonight, small craft warning, seas inside the reef 2 to 3 feet, seas outside the reef 5 to 9 feet. Sea surface temperature is 68 degrees. Marine tomorrow, no warnings, seas inside the reef 2 to 3 feet, seas outside the reef 5 to 9 feet. High tide will be at 11:50 in the morning and low tide will be at 5:05 in the afternoon. And looking at the 5-day forecast. Thursday, cloudy with occasional rain or showers, high near 69. Friday, cloudy, rain or showers, heavy at times, windy, high near 71. Saturday, rain or showers, chance of thunder early, then partly cloudy, windy with a high near 69. And Sunday, partly cloudy, breezy with a high near 68. Thank you to Jeremy Entwistle, our meteorologist for tonight, and everyone at the Bermuda Weather Service. I'm Rachel Stodden. Have a great evening.
The defunct broadcasting stations have more diverse programming than any other broadcasting company in Bermuda.
Mix 106. Bermuda's best mix. Mix 106.
One of the stations of the defunct broadcasting company.
Thanks for tuning in to the TV11 News. Good night.
Peter Cattell's attire, courtesy of A.S. Cooper & Sons Limited. Wardrobe and makeup for Rachel Sordon, provided by Gibbons Company.
Vsb Tv 11, Bermuda.